I've got some coffee too. It's cold now, but
Mine was cold on purpose.
Oh, yes. No, but that's like, is that your one coffee of the day? Because, baby.
It's my one coffee of the day, and it's like the watered down, like Starbucks at home. Like there's barely any caffeine in it at all. It's basically decaf, but
you need a little hit.
I always drink my coffee iced because I don't like it touching my teeth. That's my thing. I don't like the coffee on my teeth, so I always have to drink it through a straw. I'm a weirdo.
I never knew that about you. That is very weird.
It's true. That's why you'll notice, even when it's really cold, I still go for iced coffee.
I do notice. I know that you prefer iced coffee and cold brew, but I didn't know it was because of a teeth thing.
It's a teeth thing. I don't like it on my teeth.
Okay, then. All right. That's a fun Leeann fact. All right. Should we get started?
Let's do it.
Okay. Welcome back to Leeann and Michelle Think They're Funny. This is episode 11.
Oh, that was my lacrosse number in high school. I was terrible. Yes, I was so bad.
Not the number, but you with the sport.
No, I love the number 11, actually. I don't know why, but I always have. But yes, I was number 11, and I played defense. And if I got in for 3 minutes a game, it was a good game. Like
3 minutes a game. Wow.
He put me in. I was like, whatever the equivalent of third string is. Like if his first choice defender was out and his second choice defender was injured, he's like, put in Franco in. Like, I guess she's better than no one.
That sounds like me with basketball my freshman year. It was so bad.
What was your position? What did you play?
I don't even know. I ran up and down the court and tried not to do anything bad. I don't know. I was really terrible at it. I only played it the 1 year, like freshman team. I was like bench warmer on the freshman team. It was so bad.
You and I were not destined for sports.
We are not destined to be athletes. It's okay. So, because we can make people laugh, and that is a skill. That's a skill. It's a skill.
One. I actually remember my father telling me, like, you're good at so many other things.
My dad told me the same thing.
It's like, thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Dad. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Well, you know what, Leeann? It's a good thing we can laugh right now because we're both kind of up to our eyeballs and stuff. In fact, we need to call this episode Leeann and Michelle Think They Know
about
Crazy Times.
About
what should we call
it?
Bumps in the road. There you go. Yeah. That's good. I
was
like
it
that.
A week and a half ago that I called you crying? I can't remember the timeline now.
Yeah, it's about 10 days ago.
10 days ago?
Yeah.
I called you crying and I talked at you for about 50 minutes about my floors.
Yes. And the state of everything in the world.
You go first. Just like fill
me
in on everything from the last 9 days since that hysterical 50-minute conversation.
Okay. So let's just also let people know we decided during that phone call to just take a week off. So we didn't post anything last week. We didn't post a YouTube video. We didn't post a podcast. We didn't even post on social media. Yeah. So in case anyone's wondering where we went, we just needed a breath because you were dealing with what you're dealing with, and we'll talk about that in a second. It was my first week back teaching. So I teach at the collegiate level. I'm an adjunct instructor at 2 local universities, and I may have bitten off more than I should be chewing right now because I'm teaching 3 classes at each school. And I'll get into my rhythm and we'll get back to everything. It's just kind of that initial coming out of the holidays and then getting back to having to put pants on 4 days a week. Yeah. And, I'll get all that stuff together. So I think I was just kind of tired and feeling a little bit overwhelmed from getting back into that routine. So really that's all it was for me. I just needed to kind of set our stuff to the side so I could focus on getting back into it. So that's really all it was for me, but you were dealing with a few more things.
I'm not quite ready to move on from you yet. Sorry.
Okay.
So sorry. I'm just curious because Michelle is, for those of you who've been listening for a while, she's an 8-wing 7, which means she is incredibly goal-oriented, incredibly motivated, like high achiever. And so I'm curious for you, what is the right amount of margin in your week right now for this season of life? Because I know that answer is different every year, right?
But yeah, for every season, I think, yeah, it's different. But I have to be purposeful in creating margin for myself because I'm a high capacity person. So there are other people who can look at me, and you're one of them, and say, I don't know how you do all that you do. Whereas I have to do a lot in order to be productive. If I'm not doing enough, then I just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of I don't know, I'm a blob. So I have to be doing multiple things. So that's good for me. My bangs are a situation today. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm so sorry. I'm overdue for a trim. But so I was telling introducing myself to my students, and I kind of just kept going on and on and on about the things that I do. And I'm like, I'm sounding like I'm tooting my own horn, but this really is all the things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I have to create margin. So I have one day a week that I don't teach, that I try and just save and try to, I call it my no makeup Mondays. So I just like try to not wear makeup and kind of stay home and get stuff done. And then the weekends are pretty sacred too. So I try not to really schedule much on the weekends, especially during the days, and then just kind of reserve that for family time.
I love and respect the way that you guys really, as a family culture, have done that. Like, you and Jason have both been really great about that, I've noticed.
Today, we're celebrating 13 years of marriage. It's our anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. And in that time, I'm an extrovert. I married an introvert, and it took us a little while to figure out our rhythm there. Yeah. But we finally came to the realization that if it were up to me, I would book a solid every night of the week with something. And my husband would have internally combusted by this point if we kept that up. So our deal was on the weekends, especially one thing a weekend. So we usually, now that we have kids, it's Friday nights are always pizza movie night at home. Mm-hmm. And then we have every other week, we have a commitment on Sunday night. So that's it for that weekend. And then the other weekends we could do something. So that's just kind of what's worked for us. And I still get to, when there's not a international quarantine virus happening,
of course.
I get to do my thing and go out, but then he gets his night at home. So it works out.
Okay. Awesome. I love that. Okay. So to our little corner of the world.
It's been interesting over there, hasn't it, friend?
It's been so interesting. So about 10 nights ago, my husband called me into the kitchen, and I had already noticed there was a little warping of the boards in our kitchen. So I thought, maybe the dishwasher's leaking. We're gonna have to rip up a few boards and replace them. Like, in my mind, this was it was a one-day project. Matt calls me in and he goes, honey, you're gonna want to see this. So he's stepping on the slats and water is oozing up between the floorboards. So my pregnant hormonal nesting brain is like, it's a slab leak. I went full-blown Lucille Ball, like, end of the world. So I called Michelle crying, because that's what I do in a crisis.
Well, first you sent me a video and you were stepping on the hardwood slabs in your kitchen, and there was just water kind of pouring out of the seams. It was bad, real bad.
Yeah. It was real bad. And so because we're working with our home insurance, everything is taking 3-4 times as long as it would normally. The first plumber came and he was like, I can't find the leak. Good luck. Go with God. And I was like, thanks. And then the insurance company sent another plumber over who said, I'm going to have to jackhammer into the slab. I can kind of see where the leak is, but I can't get to it.
Okay.
And it's been this really fun game where every time he comes back, he's like, we need to take up more flooring. I need to jackhammer more of your slab. We need to chase the pipe further. Turns out, like, the whole cast iron pipe is corroded.
What?
It's all corroded. Like, the whole
but
thing.
You have a new house. Like, your house is a...
Yes, it is a new house, but this one pipe they didn't replace under the slab. Ugh. So anyway, now we're having to drill through concrete, and they're going to have to bring in a video camera to locate the main, and we have to chase it all the way to the main. So we are just at the very beginning of this process. So I don't really know even what the next couple weeks are going to look like.
Okay, so let's take a step back. And if anyone's ever been in this situation, you're just groaning right now because you know how bad it is. But this is just one of those, like, homeowner, yay, home ownership issues. But you had the leak, and then so they come and you had this restoration company come and they tore everything out of your kitchen.
Yes.
Right? All the cabinets.
Are out. My sink is out. Like, we don't have a functioning kitchen. We're eating out 3 meals a day right now. And we may have to, depending on what the plumber says tomorrow, we may have to just move out and bite the bullet and go to, like, I don't know,
VRBO or something.
Well, I would love a VRBO, but they're like, we will pay for a home with suites and nothing else. So we'll see. Like, maybe we'll get lucky and the main will be super close, or it could be on the other side of the house. So like, we just really actually won't know until tomorrow around midday, and we will keep you posted.
Ooh, that sounds so fun, friend.
It's been fun.
So you guys kind of got away over the weekend though, and you have a family cabin that you went to. So was that good?
It was amazing. It was just good to get out in the forest and walk around with no agenda. My husband we can't really hike right now. He's having his 3rd knee surgery next month.
Yeah, on top of everything else.
We're like and then there's this little detail also. There's also the fact that,
oh, girl, you popped more since I saw you last.
I know. I'm slow. We're just gonna have to take it day at a time for now.
Yes.
It's the conclusion I've come to. There's no other way to do it.
So how do your attitude, your just like outlook on life, when stuff like this happens, where does your brain go and how do you personally handle it?
So I handle it better now, but my first response is always like panic, to be very honest with you. It's panic and throw everything overboard. Like everything all of a sudden feels like too much. Mm-hmm. And I just want to start just getting it all off my calendar. But then when I actually, now I've gotten better at like kind of stepping back from the feeling and saying, okay, but what's true? Like this feels true, but what's actually true? And I feel like I do a better job of that now in my late 30s of just like interrogating the feeling a little bit and sitting with it for a second to get to what's real. And what's real is that worst case scenario, we're going to spend a week as a family in a hotel and it's not going to be the end of the world. Like we're fine. Everyone's fine doing the normal things just in a different place for a week, Right. But I think as a 4, like the emotions they just move quickly. They just take you quickly. And that's the narrative you tell yourself until you interrupt your own crazy train. Right. That's how it is.
Oh, interesting. Because I think I'm an 8-wing 7, like you mentioned, and stuff like that. My 7-wing comes out in the sense that the glass is half full, and this is an adventure. And my husband is the worrier, so he's the one who's like, he's a 9, and I don't know his wing, but he's like worst. Wing, I think. Yeah, probably. He's just kind of worst case scenario and worrying about stuff and. And I think I kind of choose to go to 7 probably in that because I just balance stuff out. So I'm like, this is an adventure. A hotel is fun. I don't know. Yeah. That's just kind of me. But it's interesting to think about how we both handle bumps in the road.
So many.
Yes, but you're getting back on your feet. Not quite there yet. I'm starting to get into my rhythm. So we're going to get back into our routine. So we'll be posting a video on Tuesday next week. I think we're going to post Enneagram's pregnant. Pregnant. We're working on that one. And then obviously our podcast is back. And then we have a really funny Valentine's Day concept that one of our comedy crew gals came up with, which is going to be funny. Did you read the script yet?
No.
Oh, fun. That's going to be fun.
Can you tease it here or no? Will it give it
away? It's Valentine's Day. And it's going to be from a different perspective. It's not Enneagram related. We already did Enneagram types on Valentine's Day. We'll re-release that one from the past. But no, I don't want to give too much away because it's, I know she's really proud of it and excited. And we haven't actually shared it with the whole crew yet. We're still kind of working it out. But that's coming soon. So that'll be fun.
And we're going to shoot something funny and cute for our church also.
We are. I'm so excited about that. Yes, we're going to shoot another Valentine's Day video for our home church, Scottsdale Bible Church, and we'll also be sharing that with everybody. But I think it's not until actual Valentine's Day that we're doing that. And my birthday's coming up too.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that in another podcast. Okay, let's go to our next block. Okay.
I'm going to get the item I'm going to talk about real quick.
Okay, go get it. I have mine here because I was prepared. My dog. I got to get my dog. Sorry.
That's okay.
He woke up from his nap and then I thought he was going to go potty, but he didn't. Look at there's Auntie Leeann.
Oh, hello, puppy.
He's stage 5 clinger. I knew that this breed, French Bulldog, was companion-oriented, but this guy wants to be with us 24/7.
Which is not a problem when you look like that.
Exactly. Like hard to resist this cute little face. It's cute. Now he's chewing all my wires, so that's fun. That's great. Okay, so this is our DONTCH'A KNOW segment.
DONTCH'A KNOW.
DONTCH'A KNOW. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
I sounded Irish when I did my DONTCH'A KNOW.
Yeah, you did. It's supposed to be Minnesota.
Oh, that was like Jamaican, whatever you just did right there.
Really? Feeling the island.
Our dialect work needs
It needs some work for sure.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I do have one I'm excited about.
Okay.
So I am a very pale person.
You are very white.
So when I get pregnant, a couple of super cute things happen to my body that I'll share with you now in detail. The first super cute thing is varicose veins. And there's nothing you can do about that other than just like wearing compression nylons if you want to, and like keeping your body moving, keep yourself strong and active. There's really nothing to be done. So I wear pants and maxi dresses from this point until delivery because they get real bad. But the second super cute thing is stretch marks. And again, because I'm pale, you see them all. So I have some from Jack and Rosalind and Baby Finn. But Palmer's reached out to me on Instagram a while ago, and they sent me their like whole stretch mark line.
Ooh.
I am loving it.
Oh, awesome. And is it working?
I feel like I'm not seeing any new ones this time around. So the two, they sent me a whole kit, but the two that I use every day are the massage lotion for stretch marks. And then before bed, I do the skin therapy oil. I'll hold it up if you're watching on YouTube. I'm not seeing any new stretch marks coming up. I know where the old ones were, but I haven't gotten any from this pregnancy so far. So
awesome. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll make sure to link to that. I have two, don't you know? One is an Instagram account and one is a product. So we have a new president today. This is launching on Thursday, so he was inaugurated. They were recording this on the 20th, which no matter what your politics are, it's always exciting. First female vice president. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But so historical event. And the first thing I want to tell you about is an Instagram account. And I think a lot of people know about it. She's pretty popular, but it's called Sharon Says So.
Okay.
And she's a former government teacher, high school government teacher. And she just breaks down political questions. Like, what does the Electoral College mean? And what's, a really interesting history of different presidents and administrations, and, answering questions about, if Trump refused to leave office, like, what does that mean? What are the next steps that someone would have to do? And, all that kind of stuff. It's just really, really fascinating. And her eyeshadow game, Leanne, is on point. So I've actually felt super inspired to up my eyeshadow game ever since I started following her. But Sharon Says So, we'll link to her Instagram. And then along those same lines,
you got to talk about that for 1 minute. I'm sorry. So what are we doing? Like lean in
with
close.
My eyeshadow. Okay, so I was in a habit of only wearing like just like a swipe shimmer, like a cream shadow with eyeliner and mascara. That was all I would do. And so I just kind of broke out my eyeshadows, and I'm just trying to do a little more, I don't know, something. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just making more of an effort. But anyways, keeping with the political history theme, this book, which we both have, called Kid Presidents, we actually bought this in Minnesota, don't you know? And we both loved it. We both bought this book at the bookstore, and our boys love it. It's all about stories of our presidents when they were children.
Yeah.
And so my kids both just eat this book up. There's really funny like images in here and funny stories of presidents. Well, I didn't realize that there's a whole series of these books. And so for Christmas, my kids got kid artists, kid authors, here's kid scientists, and they have kid innovators. It's coming out next month, so I have that one on order. My son was doing a project on Edgar Allan Poe at school, so we got to use the kid authors book to research that. And these are just really awesome books. My kids are 8 and 9, second and fourth grade, and they're right at their reading level, and it's really fun. So I'm going to link to these because I think every mom should know about them.
That is awesome.
Yes.
I still want to talk about eyeshadow more than
We should do a whole like Leeann Michelle think they know makeup tutorials. That would be interesting. And we could do our makeup while we're doing our podcast.
I do my makeup the same every single day, so I could probably do it with my eyes closed. So like not even.
I usually do my makeup the same way every single day. We got to save this for the next podcast. But 2 things I've changed recently is eyeshadow. It was literally yesterday I started doing eyeshadow. And then my blush placement. Because I saw a TikTok video about blush placement. And I started placing my blush.
Your Don't You Know you've been doing for 24 hours. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Well, that really wasn't a Don't You Know. The Don't You Know is to follow Sharon Says So in my books.
Got it.
Okay. I'm not claiming to be an expert in the shadows of eyes. Okay.
Where are you supposed to stick your blush?
We can't talk about it. That's a future episode.
I want to know.
No, I'm not going to tell you. You have to wait. Tune in later, Leanne.
Dang, Michelle.
All right. We got to say goodbye.
Oh, bye, Bruce Wayne.
Bye-bye, Auntie Leanne. That was a fun episode.
That was a good episode. If you're just listening and not watching on YouTube, you're very confused right now. Michelle just held up her super cute French bulldog puppy,
yes.
Which is why we started talking about Bruce Wayne and why I started talking like this.
Of Bruce Wayne Fortin. He looks like Batman, and he's so cute. He's so snuggly. He's getting bigger. He's doubled his weight. He's almost 10 pounds now, which is crazy. He's like 13 weeks. How old are you? Oh, I don't know, Mom. Anyway, so Bruce Wayne and Leanne and I say goodbye. Thanks for tuning in again. We are going to do our best to get back on track and get over our bumps in the road. Get back to producing funny content on a regular basis.
And we'll see you guys again real soon.
Okay, bye, friends.